the first big question, the reason why we're here is, what is a marketing plan? A marketing plan, it's different from what's a business plan. So a marketing plan will be like a document that lays out the marketing efforts for a business for an upcoming specific period. This will include the strategy and the tactics that you're going to use to make sure that you get your goals achieved. So we're going to see 5 main essentials, and you guys should have been receiving a document that has specific spaces for you guys to be able to go through it yourselves with your own business. So the first part is that simple and precise gets you a long way. Sometimes a marketing plan can be a little scary because if you type marketing plan template online, it's very long, it has a lot of pages, it can get overcomplicated. So let's try the simple and precise way to make sure that you have your tactics in place and a good strategy. So the first part of our business plan will be to conduct an analysis of your situation. So the first important question will be, where is my marketing strategy at this moment? What am I doing right now in my marketing strategy? That's going to make a huge difference, and it's going to help you understand what have you done, what has worked, and what are you doing right now. And that will be very, very useful in the process of creating new strategies. The second part will be a SWOT analysis. We're going to go into that in the next slide for you guys to understand a little bit better what we have to do with that. And the third is a competitor analysis that we're going to get into as well. So we're looking at the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats. So let's say that you have a business that sells tomatoes. So you're going to want to make sure that you understand what the strengths of your business are, and then try to analyze what are the weak spots, what are the spaces that I still need to work on. And then let's think about the opportunities. Maybe you only sell cherry tomatoes, so an opportunity is to have a bigger variety. And then we think about threats, and maybe if you live on the Caribbean, let's say that a threat could be hurricane season. So all of this has to be understood for our marketing plan to work. We need to understand where are we as a business for us to create strategic plans. So many times we base our campaigns and our marketing plans on how we wish we were perceived, or we base it on the fact that I wish I was in this space specifically, but we have to be honest and transparent with ourselves in this process. Then the second part that we were talking about in that first step is the competitive analysis. So the competitive analysis is a strategy where you identify major competitors and research their products, their sales, and their marketing strategies. By doing this, you can create better strategies and improve upon your competitor. This also helps you understand how you can outperform them. So I am huge on thinking that we have to focus on ourselves first, but it's important to know, how are people reacting to your competitor? Why are they buying with your competitor? How are the marketing strategies that they're using working for them? For you to be able to research and understand how they're doing, but also to outperform them. So the next step, very important. I'm a huge fan of understanding who we're talking to, understanding who are we communicating to. So that's why defining your target audience, it's so important. So your buyer persona should include their age, their gender, their income. How do they think? What are their goals? What drives them? What makes them passionate? And the most important question, what's the problem that they have that your product or service can fix? So understanding who we're speaking to will help us create a strategic and simple campaign that will work for that audience specifically. And we're going to see at the end an example. And in that example, you'll see how I thought of this persona for the example, and it will help you understand how you can do that as well. So the next step is about writing SMART goals. SMART goals are specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. This means that all your goals should be specific and include a time frame in which you want to complete that. Sometimes it's incredibly easy for us to put ourselves goals that are basically impossible for us to commit to. So if we're starting an Instagram account, we can say, I want 1,000 followers. And sometimes that's going to take time and it's going to take strategy. So if we don't have SMART goals, we'll have all this desire to do things without being specific and measurable and attainable and relevant and time bound. So in the pages that you guys receive in the PDF, there's a very good blank page that will help you write these SMART goals for your business. And before you start any tactic, you should really write down your goals. And then you can analyze based on those goals, how are you going to create the tactics to achieve that goal? And that will take us to step number 4, which is analyze your tactics. Now you have to figure out what will help you achieve those goals that you already created. And you have to consider what are the right channels and what actions are the ones you should focus on the most to achieve the goals that you had already written down through the SMART campaign. So tactics can be giveaways, content, ads. A tactic would be billboards, in-store promos. There's so many different types of tactics that include marketing, PR, influencers. All of this comes together in the tactics category to make sure that we get the objectives met. And then the one that we always think about first is setting a budget. Knowing your numbers is incredibly important for us to be able to create a marketing plan that works for your business. So have some time to know your numbers, go in and understand what budget can you separate to invest in marketing. Money invested in marketing comes back if you create strategic objectives. And the second part that we have to think about is studying different alternatives. Sometimes we have some tactics and we're like, I want to do a launch event and this is what I want to do and this is what I want to do, but then we only have a very small budget. So that tactic would have worked, but we don't have the budget to create that. So what that means is we have to be open to different alternatives that meet our budget. And now I want us to do one together. So I'm going to put an example and I'm going to guide you through my thinking process on this example. And hopefully that will help you make your own. If you guys have any questions along the way, let me know. So the business that we're going to use as an example is a flower shop. This flower shop has good content, but hasn't reached new customers in a while. And this flower shop has a 5K budget. So the first question that we need to be asking ourselves, where is my marketing strategy at this moment? So for the flower shop, the answer is I'm only using Instagram. right? So now we go to the analysis. What are my strengths? So for the flower shop, they generate great social media content. And then what can be the weakness? Well, there's no new loyal customer. So that's an incredible weakness. And then in the opportunity section, they find that they have exotic flowers, and that's amazing. That's a great opportunity because not all flower shops have exotic flowers. And then the threat is that the flower shop only survives by seasonal sales. Mother's Day, graduations, Valentine's Day, that's it. So they're trying to create a way for their flower shop to be relevant throughout the entire year. Then when we go to the competitor analysis, we're looking at 3 business competitors. So what we saw is that the first one has a great e-commerce account. And having e-commerce and being able to sell online, it's an amazing strategy. And once you have it done correctly, it will really help your business. So the business number 1, that's our analysis. And then on the second one, we found out that it also sells exotic flowers. So that kind of turns our opportunity into a threat because now we know of a competitor that has great flowers as well. And on business number 2, we figured out that their marketing campaign includes billboards. So it becomes very relevant for people that are driving. All of that makes us understand what our competitors doing and what's working for them the most, for us to be able to create campaigns accordingly. After that, we start thinking, who is my target audience? So what we know about this flower shop is that they create great content, that they have a strong Instagram presence, and that they're trying to find new loyal customers, and also that they're a seasonal flower shop. So who are we looking at then? So we're looking at event planners. We're looking at event planners because event planners work all year round. So that's a great person to have in your audience. We're looking at millennials because millennials love Instagram. So we want to get those millennial customers because we know they're going to create amazing Instagram content. And then we have new homeowners. New homeowners want to take pictures, are creating events at their homes, gatherings. So that's another specific and very great audience. Another one that we're looking at is that they live in the metro area, just because the flower shop is located on a place that's near. So if we're gonna place ads, specific ads to target people, we want people around our shop. Then another quality that we're looking at is that they dare to be different. And it's because we have exotic flowers. So having people that don't just want to buy roses is good for their business. And lastly, we're looking for an audience that takes Instagram worthy pics. Why? Because this flower shop is very Instagram specific. So if you get clients that create good content, that is good business for you. So the way to create your target audience is to really think about who the person that you want to buy your product is. How do they look? What do they do? What are their hobbies? And start breaking down all of those facts to create that buyer persona that you're trying to get as a client. Now we're going to create some SMART goals. So something specific. The flower shop wants to grow their customer base. How is that measurable? Well, we're going to enroll at least 50 people in our loyalty plan. How is that attainable? Well, we want to get at least 15 orders additional from what we have already. How will make it relevant? we will use hashtags for user-generated content. And about timing, we will try this campaign for 3 months. So these are the tactics. So the first tactic is to create an email marketing campaign through targeted ads where first-time customers can get a discount when subscribing to a monthly service. So with this first tactic, we're touching growing a customer base, enrolling people on our loyalty plan, getting more orders, and the time bound that we were talking about. And then the second tactic is create content using a specific hashtag, inviting people to share their most memorable moments with our flowers. Again, this tactic touches on a lot of our SMART goals because through content and social media, we'll be able to grow our customer base, have more people enrolled in our plan, get more orders, and we're gonna have user-generated content. So it's a great tactic to attack these options. And then the third one is work with 2 influencers to create content with your flowers for 3 months. Through this tactic of using influencers, we'll get more followers, we'll get more customers, we'll have more orders, and we'll touch every single one of our SMART goals through that one tactic. So understanding what the SMART goals are will help us create better and more strategic tactics. So for budget, the flower company had 5K. So this is how we are dividing that budget. So we're putting 2,000 towards email marketing, which goes for the targeted ads, for the arts, and for the creation of that campaign. And then for the user-generated content, since this flower shop is already so good creating content, we'll give them the least. They probably won't even use that whole budget for that, just to buy props and to be able to create the pictures that they need for the user-generated content. And then for the influencers, we put $2,000 with the mission of dividing that and put $1,000 on each, plus giving them the product, which is the flowers. And with that, we finish the $5,000 budget. This can look in so many ways. This will look different for your own business. This depends on if you're a big business or a smaller one that's starting out, but any money that you have to invest towards marketing can be used to grow your business, even if it's not 5,000, maybe you have $500. You still can do a lot with $500 if you are strategic. So with that, congratulations, you guys have helped me create a marketing plan. Now, if you follow the guideline, you will be able to create your own. Try to remember that keeping it simple will help you make it relevant and attainable. We would love to help you out if you have any marketing needs. We create marketing strategies. All the information that you guys need is available at abejasocial.com. The same with our social media channels. I also have in-depth webinars available in my site. We talk about strategic content creation, influencer marketing for small businesses. We have a webinar called Pitch It, which talks about how to create proposals, and then how to make money in social media.